Welcome everybody. We are just getting out of breakfast here at here at Marty's Gas and Grill. We've got our trusty pickup truck here, and we're about to embark on what has to be described as an absolute epic journey. That is, we are going to start from nothing and see what we can accomplish over 10 years of seasons play. Doing 12-day seasons. We're going to try, for the most part, to run at 10x speed. That's what we've got already set here. There was a couple things that I intended to do before the start of the stream and actually just forgot to do it. So even though if you look at the PDA here, you're going to see the starting fields. Next time that we're in the map, we will not own those fields. We will basically have to buy every field that we can that is on the map. The only thing that we technically own is our pickup truck here and a chainsaw. Hey, Justin. And also, we technically own, I guess, the land that our buildings are on. But yeah, the storyline is that basically our grandfather had entered into some type of land deal with the county, and while we own those buildings, we can't sell those buildings. We have to keep those buildings around, and therefore they're basically assets, but they're not something that we can really leverage. The only thing to our name here is the pickup truck and the chainsaw. Starting in midwinter, day 6. And interesting enough, we still have a ground temperature of 52 degrees. Go ahead and open up our gate here. Let's go ahead and just kind of drive around town here for a little bit. Didn't put my head tracking on, so let's do that. So the setup is that we are going to, hey Tim off, is we're going to be doing some logging initially, obviously to earn some money in order to be able to buy our first tractor and field work. And we're basically going to continue to do logging and continue to basically farm in as efficient and cheap fashion as possible to basically collect our revenue the first year and just keep building upon that and keep building upon that. I've got several mods in. We're going to try to keep to the era of the 80s and 90s, maybe early 2000s as far as equipment goes. Hey GTX, as you can see here, look in here, we're going to find all of these sheds are empty. Completely empty. In fact, if we look here, that's all we got. Nothing sneaked in the leased area. That is all we've got. We're going to have some fun. Basically, we're going to try to use the Modern Harvest, whatever the latest DLC was, I forget, Modern Classics DLC. We're going to use that as best as we can, and whenever we can. Hey Rob, hey Will, what's up? I have to say this is the first time I've been in since I got the release copy. So everybody, this map has been uploaded to FSUK and is in testing. So I hope it'll be released very soon. Hey Jonathan. Just kind of driving around initially, and then we're going to get into some serious work because we got a lot of money to earn. We need to buy our fields. We need to get a tractor. I'd say the initial goal would be to earn enough money to buy a trailer. And then once we buy a trailer, we can start earning even more money by making less trips to the log sell point. Once we have enough money to buy a tractor, then we can get a bigger trailer and get forks and basically make even more money per trip. Basically upgrading and swapping out as we can until we basically have enough money to start buying our very first equipment. Buy small and hopefully used if we can initially, and kind of just work our way up. And we'll just have to see where do we end in 10 years time. So there is gold in these. Well, there's no hills on this map. There's gold. There's definitely gold on the map. But just to make my life a lot harder, I've taken the nuggets out of the series. So there aren't going to be any nuggets available to me. And maybe one day we'll be able to be rich and afford something like this to play around with when we're not doing any farming. But until then, we're going to have, as the title of the slide said, going to have some humble beginnings to start everything out with. Hey, Talgar. So the normal. Let's go this way. I've never shown this part off. And hey, we might do some logging back here just to do some different areas. There will be a map video of the proper. Oh, what? Well, no, I went through here before. It's no longer a road. No, I've gone over there. It's gonna cut through. Hey, Dakota. Cutting through here because I wanted to show this off over here. Okay, I've been over here somehow. At any rate, there will be a map video that will come out on Thursday of this week. Oh, look, we're like, there's the road. That's how I've gotten over here. No, there's no trees to cut over here. We have had a little bit of a disaster back here. Dakota, we're not gonna. You just saw everything we own. All we got is the pickup truck. There's not gonna be any farming. Not gonna be any farming for quite a while. We're gonna have to earn our money. Hey, Grandpa's Gaming. You know what? It has been an eternity since I've seen Grandpa's Gaming. What you been doing? There's a fence. On our way out of the fence. I don't know who else has seen my train video from yesterday. I got a kick out of that. I was on the way to the park with my youngest. And in fact, that's where I dreamt up this crazy idea, was at the park with the kids. So if there's anybody to blame, I guess it's going to be blame me and blame going to the park. Because if we weren't going to go to the park, I had a completely different start to the series planned out. In fact, I was going to farm all the starting fields without seasons and basically collect all the crops and mow some grass and collect all that stuff. And I was going to start as if the farm had always been running, and just do 10 years of regular farming. Then I had this idea: what if I started with nothing and worked my way up from there? See what we could accomplish over 10 whole years of gameplay. Now we still have the wheel loader over here at the BGA. I didn't swap it out, but it's still over here. So now we've had our little tour. We're gonna go and kind of get to work. Earn some money. Alright. There we go. This truck is public. It's over at Mod Hub. No, not Mod Hub. Mod Hoster. Just search C10. It's been out for a while, and I've had it for a while, and just found a use for it. I don't know why I'm doing all this driving around. I'm wasting fuel. I don't have any money. See, our bank account is zilch. Zeros in our bank account. We might have wet. Might have mud. Let's do this. Let's check and see how much mud we got. We do have mud through here. Here's some mud. But with the dynamic mud, we'll have varying amounts of mud, depending on how much rain we've got. Let's look at our forecast. We got 2 days of rain tomorrow and the next day, then 4 days of sun. We've got 6 days to earn enough money to have a tractor and be able to start doing some field work. I guess technically we could start field work anytime, because the odds of having frozen ground here in northern Florida is just about impossible. I mean, I guess maybe you would have frozen ground, but for like 10 minutes. This mud is dynamic. You won't have to disable it unless you have like 10 straight days of rain. Because when the weather dries up, the mud does too. My copy has dynamic mud too, but I haven't been on that map for quite a while. Alright, well, we finally made it here. And let's get to work. We gotta earn some money. Go in here and... Oh, this one's just as... Vanessa, thanks for the sub. This is just as good a place to start as any. Got our trusty still out. And we're already in the red. Darn chainsaw costs me money every minute I run it. Thinking the tree fell because I don't have anything to knock it over with. Alright. Better turn that chainsaw off while we're not actually using it. I have the measure mod in here. Don't. Oh, we're just gonna have to free. I can't knock it over with the truck. I gotta keep that truck in good working order. I've never even used this truck. I don't know even how well it's going to handle a load of logs. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have straps. I'm hoping the bed has collisions on it, or we might be having to swap out the truck pretty quick. All right. We're gonna get our truck. Alright, well, clearly we cut them too long. We'll have to cut them shorter next time. We're gonna have to cut this one. So we'll cut this one. So we'll have to cut this one in. We're just going to have to cut them shorter, huh? It's okay, Will. I know a guy that puts glass in. He's going to give me a discount. Oh. Let's see. We don't have straps, right? No. Stain does not have straps. So let's try not to roll the truck. And let's try not to lose any of our load as we take a long, slow drive back to the sell point. I got heavy-duty springs on the rear. This is one of the reasons why I decided not to use MR on this series. Was I didn't want to be limited in the mods. Kind of really wanted to stick with the the time frame. So you can pretend that maybe we are. This isn't 2018. We are back in, let's say we're farming in the 1980s or 1990s type of a time frame. This truck isn't super old at that point. It's well aged, like a fine wine. Yeah, Apache Gamer, I'm doing lots of things that folks say you can't do. Folks say you can't do a long game with seasons. You can't do a series with long number of days of seasons on YouTube because nobody will watch. Well, I did 2 years in Churn Farm, and plenty of folks watched that. So we're going to do 12-day seasons of 10 years and see how many people don't watch that. No, the truck just is in yellow. I'm sure I could probably put it in the editor and maybe figure out how to change it. But yellow works. I might have to change the plates at some point so that they are Florida plates. Right now they are Alberta plates. I came from the Great White North and moved south. Oh my goodness. My windshield is muddy. That sounds fun. Does it have straps too? GTX? That'd be cool. Oops. That is called hitting the wrong button on steering wheel. All right. Got $1,200. So, first thing I was looking about buying was this little trailer here. I think I can get it in wood. I'll have to mess around this on some this one. I'll have to mess around this with some on a save game and figure out what the smallest trailer I can get that has wood sides on it. Timber. It's going to be a while before we get to there. We're going to need a good 12 loads. Yeah, the poor door handle needs to be fixed, huh? Alright, go back and get the rest of that log. So in the real gameplay, it's going to be a while before we get to show off the Graze mod. Well, we'll get to experience the Graze mod for quite a long time before we're going to be able to buy animals in our gameplay. But yeah, okay. I'm not clear cutting the forest. That is not going to happen. But we did talk about having a lumberjack award for the first person to clear cut the whole forest. Yeah, Jonathan, this is going to be definitely an, I wasn't going to plan this to be a live stream series. I was doing a live stream to kind of set it up, and maybe initially I'll do some live streams, but I was intending to make it into the recorded series. I will plan on continuing to play Rathlin for the next foreseeable future, and then just work this in. I mean, oh my gosh, if this was only live streams, 480 game days, 10x speed, so let's see here, 24 hours, that's 2.5 hours per game day of real life time. So if we did 2.5 hour streams, which would basically be one game day, or 2 hour streams should be one game day, we do 480 streams to document it all if we only did live streams. That is insane. Since I don't plan on streaming every day, that's going to be like 3 years of real life. This will definitely be some pre-recordeds. Your prize is a printable certificate to clear cut the entire forest. You have to document it. Now you can't just go into GE and delete all the trees out. You need to see progress. No cheating here. Or I won't send you a printable certificate. There's also the corresponding award, which is the to go along with the Paul Bunyan Award, is the Johnny Appletree Award, where you go in and you replant the entire forest after you've cut it all down. It's 12,000 trees. I do not have a clue how many pallets of saplings that would be. Although playing 10 years, we could plant some trees in here after we cut them down. And in 5 years, we would be able to cut them down again. That's something we could do. We're definitely going to put in sugarcane. That just stinks. Definitely going to do sugarcane and demonstrate how it's going to take, what is it, 1.5 years for the sugarcane to come ready for harvest. Oh man, we're gonna lose that log. Windshield is dirty. Well, we'll just get that one another day. Any rules to the 10-year challenge? I don't know. What you think we should do? You start from $0. Think we should do real rules like that, or just play 10 years? Maybe we will. Maybe we'll be able to upgrade at some point to the pickups that have the logging. Logging rack on them. You definitely need to invest in a power washer. We're not going to be able to see out the front windshield. So we will be getting a winch at some point once we get a log trailer. I was hoping to get a small log trailer before I upgrade it to the main log trailer that I want to use. Because the main log trailer that I want to use is going to need, I definitely need front loader arms and a tractor and forks. That one. Well, let's see. This is like a real farm truck where you can't see jack out the front windshield because it's so darn dirty. I'm gonna need straps so bad. The first load we did good. It didn't fall out at all. This load is a little less nice. I should have cut that one that's all jacked up in the side, made it a little shorter. Got them all laying there a little nicer. Are you talking about the rules to the lumberjack challenge, or the rules to do a 10-year gameplay on the map? Dude, the way this road runs diagonal like this, it really does make you, really does make the road feel significantly longer. Makes it feel like you're really on a bigger map than it is. Just a standard 2x map. All right. Let's see if we can't get in here without losing this log. Nope, nope, not gonna have it. The map is based the northern panhandle of Florida. Is where the map is to be thought to have been, well, thought to exist. It's not based on a real location, as best I know. Just the geography is indicative of that area, as is the weather. So we are talking about a custom geo here, specific for the map. It is not the southeastern U.S. geo. It's not Midwest. It's not Paraguay. It's not base geo in any way. The grazing mod is a mod that was written by Real Logger of the Realmus group. It is not released, or it's not released yet. Alright, but we'll get a general idea of what a tree costs or earns once we get all these other logs sold. It'll be off by a few dollars because of our chainsaw usage. But I think what Will said is that it's basically one tree that's been duplicated 12,000 times, so they're all the same size. And therefore they should all earn the same money. Any variance would be a result of log length. Yeah, the Graves mod is built into the map, as is the dynamic mud. Most of them. I think when I was doing my flyover, there's one that's taller somewhere. It's probably the one that's floating. Ah! Floating trees. That's what you can do, Rob. You can check to see how many trees are floating by cutting them all down. That would be a great help. You know, you say that and I'm going to run into a floater by accident or something. We're going to sell this whole tree before we... Oh, what did you go and do that for? We're going to sell this whole tree before we go and cut another one down, so we have a general idea of what money we're going to be making per tree. And I can take out a loan. I'm not putting a restriction on myself that I can't go into debt. Although we are starting the series with no debt and no money in the bank, $0. The reason why I couldn't go into debt . So if you will, we're kind of starting this out as a homesteading series. We're homesteading on Emerald Coast, if you will. And this is the log trailer that I'm wanting to get. I want to work up to this one here. Not in here? Oh, I didn't put it in. It's not working. Nope, it's not in here. Up, like a... Well, the next time I do a video, live stream or recorded video, it will be in. Hey, Virals TV, what's up? I don't think I found anything floating yet. Got probably close to 50 hours on the map. So yeah, we're in the middle of winter and it's 54 degrees outside. So it's a little cool. Not cold by any stretch of the imagination, but a little cool. I always get the sense when I come out of the forest that it's a lot brighter out here. So if we think about each transition being a month, and spring is in March. Spring is March, April, and May, and then summer is June, July, and August. That would put autumn at September, October, and November. Then that would put winter at December, January, and February. So we are in early days of January, if you will. If you look at our forecast again, you can see that the equivalent of February is got a rather warm day there on Friday, 11th day of winter, 73 degrees. The first day of spring, we got 64 degrees and rain. Right around $2,500, that tree. So here is 12-day seasons. You can plant wheat all year round except for mid and early summer. Only able to harvest wheat early summer to mid-autumn, the end of autumn, end of early autumn. Sunflowers, very narrow planting window of mid and late spring. Soybeans is mid-spring all the way to the end of mid-summer. And corn, you can plant that pretty much start of spring until the end of early summer. We do have sugarcane. You can plant sugarcane year-round except for the middle of winter. Plant grass whenever you want, but you are still limited to when grass can be rowed. You can plant and harvest poplar whenever you want, year-round. You're not going to double harvest, I don't think, with this geo. Yeah, that's what Will was telling me, that it's a year and a half from planting to harvest state. And of course, sugarcane will grow back 3 times. And this map has a script in it where it allows poplar to regrow basically endlessly. So it's like grass. Plant poplar and it's a renewable crop. It will pop right back up. So it will go from ready to harvest, then after you harvest it, it will just say seeded. And then after a growth stage or two, it will pop up out of the ground and regrow. And then you'll be able to harvest it again. So since we're going to be playing 10 years, we're going to demonstrate all of that. We're going to have at least one field of poplar. We're going to have at least one field of sugarcane at some point. Obviously when we can afford it. Poplar is for wood chip production. That's pretty much all you use it for, at least in game. In real life, I think you can use poplar for paper production, probably for cardboard. I think it's a fairly quick growing tree. But in game, it's just used to make wood chips, which you actually use with the forage harvester. All right, let's do this tree. We'll try to cut them down, cut them into little better chunks. Hey Riley, what's up? Hey, we were having a little discussion about the truck earlier. This particular truck is over at Mod Hoster. Yeah, well, we're not cutting down the whole forest, but who knows how many trees we will get cut down over 10 years. Yeah, I've got that mod Apache, but I forgot to put it in. I've used it several times before. All right. It's a long tree. Go ahead and just take this up here while we're at it. Oh, and of course, cut it just barely too long. Well, you know, Will, that's kind of a debate. It's, I saw a video way back when I first started playing Farm Sim. It's too big. That there was a guy that basically did a video where he took and used some placeable trees So they were the exact same tree. And he cut this placeable tree up in different lengths. I think starting at like 5 meters, 6 meters, 7 and 8 meters. And then basically took each tree that was cut to a different length and took it to the sell point. And he basically sold the same tree at different lengths. And they were all within probably $20 of each other. But basically the tree that was cut into 6 meter lengths brought the most money. But again, it was just a little margin. I've heard people say that 8 meters gives you the best money. I've heard people say that cut them. If you don't cut them at all, you just take them in there, you'll get the best money because they're the longest. But I think the way the game is working, the pricing, is that I think the tailgate on this one doesn't drop. I think the way it works is it uses average diameter. Okay, so obviously at the base, the tree doesn't taper very much. It's fairly stable with its diameter. But as you get toward the tip, you know, it obviously gets thinner. And the longer your log length, then in theory the smaller your average diameter will be per log, because the logs will be narrower at the tip. So a shorter log would have the longest or the biggest average diameter to a point. And at that point, then I think it's like some combination of log length and average diameter. There's so many different people with so many different answers. So what would quality scale be? Obviously the length scale is in there. Defoliage scale, so if you just cut a tree down and drop it right in the cell point, it's not been delimbed. If it's a min-max quantity, is it then like a roll of dice as to what value you get? Well, wood chipping is so variable. Depending on the time of year as to what the wood chippers will pay. During winter, chips are most valuable. During spring and autumn, or probably during spring and summer, the chips are the least valuable. So that load was about $1,000. Number of so number of convexes would be how straight it is. Number of attachments. Understand what number of attachments would be. Is that like where branches were? It's not where branches were, but where branches are. So we're gonna have a deep study in the economics of logging. What a wonderful stream! You know, we're gonna learn so much. Oh, Will, do we have any dead trees on the map, or did you put just live ones in? I could put a real stunt to the folks that only cut dead trees. Right now, I don't have a chipper. Chip, I might have to buy a chipper or lease a chipper. It'd only be good for the time that the wood chips had a decent price. Raznik, that would be the guy to ask about lowering, well, Will might also be able to tell you about lowering the price of trees overall. Trying to kind of devalue forestry. GTX and Will could probably help you out there with where to look. Hey, Darren. Oh, the set. You're looking at the setup. That's all I own right there. Pickup truck and a chainsaw. Started the map with no money, no loan, no equipment. We don't own any fields. This is a homesteading series. What will we earn? What will we have after 10 years? How big will our farming empire be? That's that one. Oh, I can't even cut that one shorter. Are you kidding me? Drop it in here on the end. Just like that other load. First load goes on good. Second load, pain in the tail. This truck gets dirty quick too. Mud. Let's just drop it in this. I get some logs on here. I do need straps, but the darn truck don't have any. Now it's getting dark. Steering wheel. At least I got decent headlights. Oh, I got his trucks. I just wanted to use this. I got GTX's trucks. We're gonna pick up that log later. We're just gonna get that later. Couldn't afford straps. I didn't have any money to go down to the co-op. Ah, yes. I would have forgotten, and I would have got down there with a load of logs and not been able to do anything. That's the other big limitation that we're going to run up against. So we can't log in the middle of the night. Oh, well, it's already closed then. Let's go down there. I bet you it's already closed, huh? Oh, if it's closed, I got an idea. The guy who manages a sawmill might not like the idea, but I got me an idea. Oh, look. Oh, we're closed. Alright. We'll have some cleanup work to do in the morning. Might have to go and make this windshield not get dirty. Ooh, look at that. Now this is a custom sky also. It's too busy looking at the sky. I'm looking at the sunset. Oh, it went away. We got a custom sky in here. Hadn't seen that before. That was new. We're gonna see how dark this woods gets at night. I have me a feeling it's gonna be dark. Dark in here. It's already dark out here. It's about the only thing they upgraded on this truck was were the headlights. Well, I hope not, Rob. I hope it's not haunted. Our log we left. So we'll show you guys this. You hear the generator? Generator is running because the light's on. Don't have lights in here, but generator and the light come on at the same time. Joe, what do you want to ask us? Oh, okay, you're asking about cab suspension. GTX would be the one to answer that one. I don't have a clue about vehicles. You could ask over PCSG. Probably something that's might be something that's a bit more involved than chat. Oh, it didn't look like there was any lights in the shed. I gotta look at that once we're done loading up this load. Yeah, so PCSG would be where I would put that, because it's probably a little bit more involved than a one or two liner answer. see here. I don't see any lights up there. Shed doesn't have lights, does it? Look like it. Oh, there's a light. Yeah, that's why this shed isn't pitch black. Makes sense. Because if I turn that off, the only light is from there and from here. Okay. Alright, we're gonna head back to the house. Then we're gonna skip night. But the sell point doesn't open up until 8 a.m. It is lonely and dark, and look how big it is. That whole big brown section is the forest. Good quarter of the map, I think. Very impressive part of the map. So you go and mention the train. Now I'm gonna have to go look at the train at night. Try not to lose my logs. We know the train doesn't glow. I like those train skin mods that glow at night. This is how we find floaters, by the way. It's accidentally driving through the woods. Oh, there's one of the dead trees. There's a couple. Gotta turn our headlights off. Now we just sit here and wait. Turn our HUD off. Train will be by any moment now. Don't run off and get a coffee cup. Don't you know a watched train never comes? This one does seem to sneak up on you. So in the last stream I showed up here where there's a couple nuggets up here on the train line. They don't show up in the PDA because of the way the Giants is doing the PDA. Even if you're zoomed all the way in, you don't see them. So just to be aware. What's that movie where there was a bunch of kids walking on the train tracks? I always forget the name of that movie. That's it. I feel like Stand By Me now, just walking on the train tracks. Now, will the signal tell us which way the train's coming? It's like we... Oh, I just wasted $1 there. Uh oh, here it comes. See the light. It was pretty cool how it lit up the trees and everything around it as it came by. That was pretty sweet. Turn the HUD off. See it? Yeah, I thought I saw a red light on the back of the trailer. Oh, look, here it comes again. It was quick that time. It's like we had just missed it the last time. Alright, now let's make our way out of the forest. Probably keep an eye out for floaters. Oh, we lost a log. There we go. So I think before, I think I'm going to take up residence over by the diner until we have a farm. That'll put us closer to the sawmill. Since the sawmill doesn't open until 8, when the sun comes up, we can kind of just chill out at the diner till it's time to go in there and sell our logs off. Yeah, I was thinking about rolling in with a camper, but I don't have a good camper. Oh, we lost another log. Better pick that one up before we leave it here. Someone's going to come along and take it. Oh, calm down. It is valuable. I only got $3,400. It's a significant portion of my soon-to-be income. I'm gonna have to kick these renters out of these farmhouses. So I guess I'll set the stage for my two brothers that are coming down here once we get some farmland and everything. So, in the series, my name is Larry, and I've got two brothers. Dog needs to be put up at night. It's going to hit him. I've got two brothers. They're named Daryl, and my other brother's name is Daryl. And they're going to be moving down here in the spring, once we have some farmland. Alright, dawn, 8 a.m. We won't have to wait too long. We're gonna have to speed things up if we're going to be earning any money before springtime. Oh, I did it again. Got taken out by some traffic. And I left a couple logs over there to break the traffic with. So it didn't take long for you guys to figure out where Larry, Daryl, and Daryl came from. Looks like the manager was so ticked off he didn't even move the logs out of the way. That load was like 800 bucks. That didn't. So all sell points close at 6 p.m. So that is something to be thinking about. So those are like baby tabers. Oh, look at that sky. That's pretty nice. Whoa, I'm too admiring the sky. Admiring the clouds. We got rain coming. It's gonna make the mud in the forest even worse. Oh, thank me once you get your question answered. I don't have any doubts that they're going to know the answer for you, but, yeah. Maybe I know why. So I was thinking, why were those textures all of a sudden brown? They weren't brown yesterday. And that's because I kind of cheated to get to the middle of winter. I loaded the game up and saved it after I made it 12-day seasons. And of course, in the career save, it was day 1. So I just added in days. I basically made it day 37, I think. 35 or something like that. Which would have been middle winter. And when I booted the map up, it was middle of winter. I think some of the textures were still spring, and they didn't get reset until actually nighttime. See if we can't get a little quicker with this. They say we're going to need to earn some money. Still got to get a tractor. Still got to buy land. Well, see, Larry managed to land a contract with the U.S. Forestry Service, do a little clearing out up here at the Emerald Coast Forest. They were concerned about the thick growth in here and fairly old growth, and you know, they were really worried about a lightning strike basically burning the whole place. So Larry got himself some rights to do a little bit of logging action here to clear out the forest a little bit, make it a little less prone to possibly a wild forest fire. That too, it could be a private forest. We own all the land, we just can't sell any of it. Ah! You know, that side likes to fall. Seems like you all need some generators. Yeah, sometimes it seemed like it was holding, and sometimes the rails just let you just go right through, so maybe they're not totally solid. We got we picked up a generator several years ago because we had one of those directional wind things come through here. Took out power through a large portion of the state for quite a while. We were only without power at our house for maybe 48 hours, which we were one of the very few folks that had such a short outage. There was a guy that works with me that he didn't have power for over a week, and everyone around him, other than basically his street, had power. But his street was without power for over a week after that windstorm. And after we bought the generator, we haven't lost power since. So I tell people, there's one way to guarantee that you'll never lose power. That's to go buy a generator. Not that you'll be able to use a generator when you don't have electricity, or regular electricity. It's just the sheer act of owning a generator causes you to never lose power ever again. Until you don't test the generator, and therefore you discover when you do lose power, the generator you do have isn't functional. That's the only time your generator actually gets used. I don't know if the ground, what is it? The ground roller that paints things on the ground. I don't know if you could use that to get rid of the forest ground. Now the forest isn't flat; it's kind of undulating a little bit. Wouldn't be overly conducive to placeables unless you smoothed it out. If we drive through here, you're gonna see the truck. That's pretty smooth there, but we are going up a hill, I think. Oh, we just totaled our truck. Time to buy a new truck. Take out a loan. When we can get a tractor, I was thinking about too expensive. To find me a decent cheap tractor can deal with some decent sized logs. Probably gonna go with this. $20,000 to buy it, $1,700 to lease it. The logging trailer that I want to use isn't in here. I have to get this. I think that would speed up our earning of money. Thinking it would be worthwhile to do that. So I was thinking about having one farm would be like Case New Holland stuff, and another farm would be well, one would be like International, one would be New Holland, and one would be Massey. I don't know which brother would want which. Got another log here. It's 54 degrees and 50-degree ground temp. Tomorrow is 57. Then Wednesday is 60. Thursday is 58. Friday's still 73. And then Saturday, which is the last day of winter, is 59. First day of spring is 64, and then the second day of spring is 72. That's all we see so far. Oh, you kidding me? Yeah, see, all this was like yellow, but it was because I cheated into winter. That's why it was still yellow. I didn't fast forward time to get into winter. I just basically jumped. That can also affect the temperature for the first day or so, I think. Thought that was going to fall off. So what I did in when I was doing Mountain Valley homesteading, kind of as a private game save, I leased a bunch of stuff. Leased the tractor, the forks, the loader arms, and the trailer. And as I earned money, I basically returned and bought stuff. I think that's probably what we'll do. Again, I don't have the trailer I really want. So I won't be able to buy the trailer until I exit and drop that mod in. See, at 10x speed, day goes by fairly quick. Not a lot of time to earn money. But then again, we are having to traverse almost the entire map in order to sell our logs. Lost another log. What? All right. Let's look a little bit here. Let's see here. Also thinking, since we have the shop is a John Deere shop, they do have New Holland stuff. Since we got John Deere equipment out here at the John Deere dealership, also is New Holland. Thought about having a John Deere farm. So we could do some thousand, 5,000. Got, for example, this thing. Okay. So that's $5,000 to lease. We got the John Deere arms. It's $15,000. They're kind of expensive. And we got the log fork in some green color. $220. We would buy that straight up. We don't want to lease something that we could just own. And we could get the AR. And we could get the AR here. We could do that. And that would speed up our logging quite a bit. Let's take out a $100,000 loan. And let's do that. Take out a loan, we should be able to buy it all. Right? We're getting auto load, but we're going to try it. We're going to do some manual loading. Yeah. That. And someone's going to have to tell me which. Pick the color. Alright. Which green is this? Hey, Smoke. Is that the right green, or is it that one? Go over here and... Oh, it's getting... Go over here and look at it. So there's the green. All up and close on it. That one? Is it 1? Or 2? Those aren't green. 1 or 2? No, I'm gonna go with... Doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. E. Alright. Oh, we're not speeding up time. We don't have money. Well, I went with 1. This tractor should be able to do a fair bit of our field work and such too. All right. see. There we go. These arms are huge. We'll need fairly... Oh, you just took out my new arms. I don't have head tracking on, so I couldn't look. Alright. But now we're going to go to the... now it's going to take forever to get to the sell point because we're in a slow tractor. Really going to have to make the best of our trips. Over. That's a nice sky for rain. I could hook the trailer up to the truck, but I think when this thing's loaded, it's going to be way overweight for the truck, and the truck's going to handle like junk. We'll try it, but I don't think it's going to work out very well. We're getting mega mud now. If we had modest mud earlier, now we got mega mud. Yeah, I've got the Ford tractors in, but you'll never see me driving a Ford truck. That's for sure. Alright. Go. Let's go. Turn our winch on. Up. Winch this thing over here. Oh. There we are. This is going to where I'm going to wish the measure mod was in. eyeball this for now. Tomorrow I'll have to put in the measure mod after we end the stream here. Oh, let's fix this. Yeah, we got some money to earn. Need to get to work. I probably need to put my head tracking on so I can see where the IC controls are to move those 3-point hitch. Also, probably gonna need to get a weight. I don't know how much junk in the trunk on this one. Adam, it's in testing with FSUK, so soon. It was uploaded over the weekend, so hopefully the testing groups already started their testing on it. That's about all we know. The Duo log fork here is from Mod Hoster, called the Log Fork Duo, and its saving grace is 2 top fingers, and this bad boy has straps. Log Fork Duo from Mod Hoster. Ah, good. Can reach over this. All right. Time to kick the logging up a notch. Trying to get some serious business done now. This tree fell a little bit too close to that other one. All right, we're just going to do over. Three trees should be good enough for now. It was heavy lifting, but you know, sometimes you just need to get into business. down to business. Turn our winch on. Go. Pull a little bit. All right. Well, if you weren't hooked up to turn pump. Oh, dig. Dig, dig, dig. There we go. If you've never used this this winch, this thing is the best thing ever. Also got a push blade on it, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to push these things together. Get them all lined up. That. Then going to we're going to cut 3 across. So the last time I did any heavy duty logging was on Churn Farm. I would spend about a day, maybe. Really wish I had that. I would take a day to cut down probably about 15 or so trees, get them all lined up like this, and cut them all into 7 or 8 meter lengths. And then I would take the next day and basically load them all and haul them all to the sawmill. And I would turn about $30,000 in a day doing that. Now, since we don't have a rear weight, I don't know if we're going to be able to lift all 3 logs at once. We do end up with logs that are all the same length. Well, at least 3 sets that are the same length. Got 2.5 hours before the sawmill closes. See if we can't get a load down there. I don't think we're going to get 3. We'll probably grab 2 at a time. Thing is, if we can... oh, we got 3. Not really, but we got 3. We don't really have the weight on the back to deal with this, but... struggle. We'll manage. No, we won't. Can't do 3. Let's see if we can. Need to get a rear weight. We can do 2, 3. Well, it doesn't help where we got a mud pit here with. Gotta figure out what I put in as far as weights. Alright, see you later, Rob. We're not gonna be too much longer. Oh, okay. See you later, Raznik. Raznik. stuck. Stuck on. Other than this darn mud. Needing a weight. It might be getting muddier. This darn Florida rain. Surprised it's not raining every day. Wonder if farmers in Florida can actually do anything. But one reason I didn't put duals on is I was concerned about getting through the forest. Having a big old wide tail end. Yeah, I didn't think about getting a weight. We were good when we're on solid ground. So we're toward the small part of the log. Appears that I parked the trailer on a mud pit. Load this two loads up, and then we'll drive over to the sawmill and hope that we can get there before 6 o'clock. Right? Is there mud in the forest itself, or just out here and on the road? I'm thinking once I get a bit of the forest cleared off, if there's no mud in the forest, I'd have an easier time doing this on the forest ground. Oh, we lost one. Oh no, I'm boring you to death. All right, we're gonna put the winch in here. Now, can we get out of here? That's the issue. Whoa, the mud. Alright, we're going through the forest. Driving through the woods. The mud has gotten greasy. This is where I didn't think we would have the room for the duels. Oh, what are you doing here? I think I'm still too light, not enough weight. That's why it's wanting to slide all over the place. I think we're doing pretty good there. I think like 5 trees would fill that trailer up pretty good. Oh man, it's 5:30. We're gonna get stuck in the sawmill, I bet. We're gonna get there right before they close, and we're not gonna be able to get out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end the stream here once we get our logs sold. See how this effort's paid off. Let's see here. The best we did yesterday, we had what, 2 trees? But we didn't even get the second tree sold, right? Because the sawmill closed. Now we didn't really start in right away either. Where are we on the road? Oh, we're almost there. Yeah, this is taking a good 20 minutes to get to the sawmill. I like when things take a little bit of time to actually get places. And we got here with 7 minutes to spare. Alright, so we got 8,700. Oh, that was a nice little payday. That was $12,000 right there. Better get out of here before they close. closing, we're gonna go and we're gonna get another load of logs tonight. Load it up, and that way we can sell a load first thing in the morning. And if we can get 3 loads of logs sold per day, that's 12,000. So that's $36,000 a day. If I can do that over the next 5 game days, we'll be able to pay off our loan and still have a decent amount of money. Or we just keep the loan, pay it down a little bit at a time, and we'll be able to pick up some equipment. But we're also going to need to buy some land. So we're still going to need to be doing some logging. Need to pick up some forestry land here. Not forestry land, but some farmland. Yeah, look, it takes us 15 game minutes to drive down the road here. Check and see what kind of weights I've got in here. Do that one. It's $2,300 for $1,300. It's $2,500 for $1,100. $1,200 for $850. All right. Alright guys, well I'm going to run down and get the weight. And then I'm going to run back up here and get the trailer. I call it for a stream for the night. It's 11:30 my time. I got to work tomorrow. Tomorrow night we will be streaming on the Valley of the Old Farm. Assuming that we have a dry crop. Was able to get all of my corn in and sunflowers harvested. But we still need to bring in some BGA chaff. We still need to chaff some BGA. If, by chance, we have wet crop on the Valley of the Old Farm, then I might be back over here on Emerald Coast. Doing some more logging. Trying to get some more money. We will have... I'll get rid of these fields. So we'll have to buy the fields. And we'll have the measure mod in. At that point also. So until next time, happy farming. Oh, I missed a turn.